another winning night, 2-0 in the NBA. That makes it 7 straight winning days in the NBA. We get it done. Houston Rockets, absolute blowout winner. And we get the under with the Thunder and the Timberwolves. Couple of winners last night. We're going to see if we can keep it going today. Absolutely crushed the line on one of these games. You guys are going to hear about it. And if you guys want to be a part of 5-6 point moves, make sure you check out massaedge.com or download the Massa Edge app. Other than that, John, how we feeling? Things pretty good last night.
Yeah. We were anticipating LeBron or AD or both would sit coming off that double overtime classic. Only because they have a game today also. Look, Ben, this is why I say I don't know why one of these teams don't pay me to be the coach, because you lost the game anyway. I knew you were going to lose it, so you would have had AD and LeBron fresh to play tonight. Now it's going to be questionable. We'll talk more about that game, but even with them playing, and I wrote this in my look, I hate guys that are Monday morning quarterbacks, but I wrote this ahead of time. Even if LeBron and AD play, they're coming off, which we call it the game of the year. They're in a letdown spot. 100%. The spot was just give them the day of rest yesterday. Let them come today. Give a give-up game to Houston. They gave it up anyway. Houston puts a $130 on them. The defensive intensity is just, it's not there. It's what we call a letdown spot. We're talking a lot about spots the last few days on my Instagram page, which, guys, we'll be using a John Massa page just for personal content. Instagram don't like the algorithms. I don't know what the fuck they want, but we'll be using just Massa Edge as our sports betting platform on Instagram. So check that out. That'll have all our information. But anyway, the other day I put up on there the look-ahead spots. We had OKC and Minnesota, who played last night. Their previous game, each of them were double-digit favorites and both lost. Look-ahead spots, letdown spots. This is what we talk about all the time. And in the last couple of days, you get to see the spots. And this is what we call a spot. Remember, nobody's got better ratings than I do, but that's just the base number. Other things, obviously injuries and stuff, all go into the spot, and that's how we come with a number. So, yep, it's been a nice little run. We're gonna kill the NBA. We're owed it from a terrible first half of the NBA. In all transparency, we will make that up and more. We'll talk. We got a game today. Beat a number by 5 points. That's not even real. But let's get started, and then we can go through it, Ben.
Yeah, before we fully go through the slate, guys, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe below. And we can also just touch in a little bit what went down on yesterday's slate, since it's a bit of a smaller card today. Knicks stay the hottest team in the NBA. Get it done at Charlotte. They're going again today. We'll talk about that. The other battle between the other two hottest teams, Clippers and Cavs. Cavs pull that one out. They're starting to get better and better, starting to beat some of these better teams. Pelicans led most of the way against Boston, couldn't hold on down the stretch. Minnesota, they go into the 1-seed OKC, and they get it done there. We talked about both those teams with the look ahead. Luka, another monster night, 45 points, 15 assists, and he's just one of the greatest offensive weapons we've ever seen. He's still not even in his prime yet.
Luka is crazy. Embiid better start playing some games, because Luka coming right up for that MVP if Embiid doesn't get enough games to qualify. We just saw comeback after comeback last night. Spurs had a fourth quarter lead. Washington had only won at San Antonio once since 1999. They blitzed in a big fourth quarter. Memphis, shorthanded Memphis, was giving Sacramento all they could want. Sacramento come back to win the game, almost cover, but not quite get there with the double digits. OKC Mini, really a back and forth game. Mini had to lead OKC back, and then Mini comes back to take the lead. You had, we said the Mavs come back down big at halftime, come back with a win. And the Celtics, I think they were down double digits going into the fourth quarter, and they come back and get that win over a Pelican team. Just when we think they're good, they're not so good, the Pelicans, and we said that yesterday. So this is the NBA where anything can happen. One thing we just keep just keep looking at the Heat and saying, what's wrong with this team?
Yeah.
They are in a nosedive. Rozier, again, a team worst, plus minus yesterday. It don't look like that deal's working out too well. We'll see if they got anything else on the horizon. February 8th, trade deadline. We're going to talk about this Laker-Hawk game today. And they've been entwined in trade conversations now for a while with this DeJounte Murray thing. Only thing that's pretty much stopped the trade is Russell has played so good lately
Really well.
that they're not in a rush to get rid of him. So we'll talk some more about that too. But yeah, NBA down to the wire with a couple of games. We talked yesterday. I told you guys I made Denver just a little bit higher than the 4 that they wind up closing. That game was on 4 till the final 2 free throws, and it landed 6. This is the NBA. These are the best numbers you're going to find anywhere, and I prove it every day.
Absolutely do. Let's go ahead and run through this card. We can get to that game with the Monster Edge today. Some pretty good matchups going on today. Top game, Pacers at Boston. They've met 4 times this year, 3 times in Indiana. Pacers won 2 of those, but they've split overall 4 meetings. They got crushed in Boston. They have now lost last 2 trips to Boston. What is that? Come on, 76 points. So a couple of beatdowns. But they're getting healthier. They had rested some guys yesterday. They rested McConnell. They rested Turner. 2 days ago against Memphis. This kind of seems like this could be, setting up for the return of Halliburton, who's supposed to be coming back. And he's another guy as far as qualifying for all NBA awards, et cetera. I believe he can only miss 2 or 3 more games. So we'll see how they push that down the stretch. Mathurin, he's questionable. But I imagine we're going to see a healthier Indiana tonight. A lot of these guys are going to be on the right side. They're going to be probable. Do we see them put up a fight here against the Celtics? Celtics in a weird spot, back-to-back from last night's game with the Pelicans. They also get the Lakers coming into town next, so they're all looking at that. Obviously, Indiana has made some noise against the Bucks and, even against the Celtics for a little bit this year. So this might be something they're looking at. Lean here ever so slightly to the Pacers. Don't really want to back Halliburton in his first game back. I have a hard time going against the Celtics at home as always, but they haven't been covering as much lately. Want to see what this number looks like at halftime.
You just hold in there 1 second, guys. Okay, so we're getting all right, we'll get there in a sec. A Celtics game. Look, I don't think they're looking into the Lakers. Remember, Pacers beat them in the in-season tournament playoffs. So they'll have that stuck in their claw. Also, they split a pair of games out at Indiana just not too long ago. Porzingis missed the last couple of games. He's questionable to return. Horford played last night, meaning he's not playing today. As for the Pacers, as Ben said, Halliburton, he's missed, I believe it's 10 of the last 11 games. He came back for 1 game. The hammy's still giving him problems. He practiced yesterday. McConnell and Turner, both who missed the last game, they also practiced yesterday. All those guys are questionable. Also add to the list Smith and Mathurin, they're questionable. So you got a whole bunch of question marks here. Depending on who plays for this, yes, the Celtics played last night's back-to-back. There's no travel. But even with everybody, I've got to make this line a little higher than it is. So the only way it is lower is if Porzingis is out. If Porzingis is out, already Horford out, now you're a little short for a team that's not deep to start with. So we'll see how many of the Pacers play. We'll see if Porzingis is playing. I definitely do not like the Pacers in this one, though.
Well, we got Lakers at Atlanta, and then obviously similar thought process here. Got to check out what's going on with LeBron and AD after playing last night. That matchup coming up at Boston next. Obviously, like John said at the start, there's a lot of trade rumors here. We've seen that a little bit this year where once the matchup actually comes, that's when the trade has happened. The Wizards and the Pistons had that when they traded some of their bigs away. So something to be a worry of there. Murray, he didn't play this last game. Hunter, he's been out for a month. They're both questionable. We'll see what we get going there. A lot of over trends here. That's where I'm looking at this game. Last 4 meetings go over. Hawks last 3 flew over, 262 points per game. Lakers last 6 flying over, 257 points per game. I want to see what's going on. I'm hoping LeBron and AD are both out. This number comes down a good bit, and we can get a good price on the over. LeBron slows things down, and Anthony Davis, one of your best defensive players in the league, would make this, I think, more up-tempo, better pace here for the over.
Yes, believe it or not, the Laker games go higher when LeBron is out. So just coming up, as I was pausing before, they're saying LeBron is probable that he intends to play tonight. Put a lot on 39-year-old legs. 48 minutes Saturday night, 37, I believe, last night, or 37 to 39 minutes last night. And now you're going to ask him to go back at it tonight. Just think that they're asking a lot from LeBron. This is not the time to burn him out, man. I thought there was a plan in place, Ben, for 28 to 30 minutes for LeBron. Yeah. What happened to that plan? Anyway, you're going to ask LeBron and AD to come back at it tonight, and we'll see. And AD, Ben gave you this stat yesterday. He's been actually durable this year. And for the last over the last year, what would be amount to a year of games. That total actually is flying up right now, Ben, with the announcing that LeBron is in. Because he just announced LeBron probably. He was questionable. AD still hanging a questionable tag on him. For the game, more importantly for me, is Murray and Hunter. Are they playing? Or is Murray getting traded before the game even starts? No. Another game, really need to wait and see. If Murray doesn't play with LeBron in, I'm already liking the Lakers in this spot. Now this game is sitting at 5.5. But again, all depending on who winds up playing.
Yeah, LeBron had a monster game at Atlanta last year, 47 points, 10 rebounds, 9 assists. You guys remember a couple years back, he had that incident in Atlanta, had to get a fan kicked out. So the last few times he's been there, he's played with the purpose. See, that continues today. And we got the Jazz at the Knicks. Both these teams played last night. Jazz absolutely embarrassed by an ice-cold Brooklyn team. They get crushed 147-114 in that one. Colin Sexton, brutal game. He was playing really well, but brutal game. Shot 1 for 10 there. And then you have this Knicks team who just keeps on getting it done. 13-2, 12-3 against the spread since the trade. Get the win last night. No Randall, no Anunoby. DiVincenzo stepped up, 28 points from him. As far as the matchup history, Jazz, some success. They did lose at New York last year. They pushed on the spread. This would be a lean here to the Knicks. Got to see what's going on with OG. It's 2 games in a row, missing 2 key pieces. Bit tougher to back the Knicks here on a back-to-back. They also had the travel. The Jazz did not. But this would be a spot here for the Knicks for me as long as OG is in.
Yeah, be definitely tougher for the Knicks. Especially DiVincenzo played 40-some-odd minutes last night in that victory. He had a big game at Charlotte. So, yes, Knicks had to go Charlotte, come back. Jazz playing in Brooklyn. Now they just go through the tunnel, and they're at the Garden. Jazz beat the Knicks 117-113 in Utah earlier this year, so maybe a little revenge spot. Jazz got embarrassed last night. And I just got to throw this out there. How about the night Ben Simmons has 18 minutes? He was a plus 27 on the court, almost registered a triple-double in 18 minutes. This is what we say, the intangibles. Him, Dre Green. I mean, look, I don't like Dre Green personally, but it's strictly business. It's not personal. It's what he does for the team. Just that last double overtime game, he had a ridiculous plus 34, was it, when he was on the court, and the team was minus a 35 when he was off the court. Those are just insane numbers. But that's what these guys do. That's the type of guy Ben Simmons is. Yeah, he can't shoot for shit, but he can distribute, board, and guard. Does a lot of good things. So anyway, Jazz come in. They take a licking last night. Let's see how they respond. Mets, as Ben said, you get those guys, they step up for that one game. Case in point, we'll talk about Toronto in a little bit. That first game, OG got traded quickly. Barrett filled right in. It looks like, hey, works out for both teams. Once they traded Siakam, they come up with a big win, Toronto. Since then, they're a disaster. They put it together for that one night, but for the long haul, you could see the effects Siakam's having on the team. So kind of the same thing here. Randall, big-time scorer for them. Lose him. Now, OG's out also, but they're playing Charlotte last night. Now, can they do it on a back-to-back and do it against Utah? If OG's out, I'm going to like Utah tonight.
Yep, got to wait to see what that injury looks like for the Knicks. Next matchup, this is a game absolutely annihilated. The line, Raptors at Chicago. Raptors covered, but lost at Atlanta their last game. Now 1-9, their last 10. And this Bulls team playing pretty decent basketball. They cover against the Blazers on Sunday. 4-1 against the spread their last 5. 10-4 their last 14 at home. DeRozan's going to show up here in this home game against his former team, John, and I'll just let you go ahead and tell him how much you absolutely crushed this number.
DraftKings obviously made a mistake yesterday. They put this game up at 1.5. And I know some of our Massa Edge members did not get it in. Some did, some didn't. It depends how quick you reacted. So most of the guys got in at 1.5. We laid 1.5 on a game that's now 6.5. We kind of figured, meaning me, kind of figured Barrett and Quickly would again be out again today. And that's something that helped the line along. But even if they were to play, this still wasn't 1.5. It still had to be at least 3 to 3.5. So with those guys out, it goes even higher. Now, they may get Podol back. That he's still questionable. We'll wait and see. Two teams going in different directions here. Again, as I just mentioned, Toronto wins that first game with Siakam. Since then, they've been an out disaster. Chicago, Bulls playing good ball. Not only that, they own the matchup in Chicago, winning the last 6, 5-1 against the spread. And the other thing I'm looking at this game, which I haven't bet yet, but we will be betting it, is the under. It's 6 of the last 8 meetings overall between the teams have gone under. The last 8 in Chicago have all gone under. None of them have gone over 216. Raptors played a crazy game without Barrett and Quickly. Their last game in Atlanta, that game flew over. But the 6 prior games had all gone under, and the Bulls, 4 of their last 6 have gone under. Under. This game opened up at 224.5. It's sitting up at 227 now. The first tick that starts to go lower, we'll jump on it, or if it continues to go higher. So this is why we're on the game, but we're waiting for the right number.
Then last game on this short card, Philly at Golden State, waiting to see if Embiid and Maxey are coming back for this game. They sat again last night, second straight game on the trip. They got absolutely crushed at Portland. And then you have this Warriors team coming off that crazy game against the Lakers. Luckily, they had a couple extra days off of rest. As far as the matchup history, Golden State has gotten it done the last 2 meetings at home by an average, by combined 28 points. This game just has to do with Embiid and Maxey. Are they playing or they're not playing? The Sixers go from almost an 800 win percentage to almost a 200 win percentage with and without Embiid. So this is, quite frankly, all you can really tell you guys is wait for the injury on this one. If Embiid is in, I like 76ers in this matchup. Golden State just doesn't have the size to compete with that.
Yeah, no, absolutely not. And if he's going to play, he's going to be 100%. They're not letting Embiid play if they don't feel if he's 98%, they're not letting him go. They didn't let him go again last night. Maxey also out. So this is back-to-back and 4th and 6th for Philly, but not back-to-back 4th and 6th for Embiid and Maxey. So we'll see if they're in there tonight. Tobias Harris did get back last night, 20 minutes, so he should have some fresh legs also. Golden State, they're off 2 days. Now, the Lakers only had 1 day off since that tremendous double overtime
and no
game.
Travel.
Excuse me, Ben?
I said and no travel involved either.
And no travel, right, for Golden State. This will be their 4th home game since they were off for about 8 days due to the death of the assistant coach. As I was saying before, Dre Green now back in the lineup. You can see the difference he makes to the team. They are a little bit better. They just lost 2 tough games in a row. Sacramento, they had the ball last possession in Curry's hands. They got double teamed. He lost the ball. They lose that one. And then they lose a double overtime to the Lakers. So they lose 2 tough ones at home. And this could be a third one. Just as Ben said, Embiid's in. There's no way that the Warriors could be a 3.5-point favorite over Philly. Now, obviously, that line will move. How much it moves, how quick we get it. Does Maxey play also? It's Philly and nobody in this one.
Yeah, Steve Kerr likes to bitch and moan about the free throw disparity with the Lakers. It's going to be a new beast when Joel Embiid comes into town, that's for sure. That's
Look,
the short.
if your team just shoots threes and the other team goes to the hole, the other team's going to have more free throws. So everybody can't cry about that. It's, there are some disparities at different stages, but Golden State can't have it when you're jacking up 43s a game.
100%. That's a quick little 5-game card we have going on in the NBA today, guys. Only one bet so far out to members. As John told you, there's a total we're looking at, and we have some key injuries in Indiana and Philly with the Knicks as well. So all these games, the rest of them, all injury games. If you guys want that information as the day goes on, sign up on the app or the website. You guys will get updated, and you'll see any bets we make based on that info. John, I don't know if you have anything else. 7 straight winning days in the NBA. Let's see if we can keep this going here.
When you say you're the best handicapper in the NBA, you have to prove it, and that's what we're doing. When you beat a game by 5 points, you kind of look, guys, that's what we're doing. We're on top. We're on top of everything a day ahead of time. We're ready. The numbers are ready. We're ready to go for tomorrow. Come on, DraftKings, put the line up.
That's what we'll be doing, guys. Waiting for those lines to come up. Like I said, check out the app or the website to beat the line with us. Like, comment, subscribe below. Let's stay hot, John.
Let's make some money.